This is what you'll learn to implement after watching this tutorial. A flow animation for your next onboarding part of your applications. My inspiration for this video is a Dribbble design. You can find the link in the description. I'm Hamid Hamidi, sharing tutorials related to Flutter. Don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell. Let's get started. Beforehand, I have to think about the structure of the widgets. Like many times, we need a stack. The first child is a custom painter, which is the follow animation as a background. The second child is page view with its children and desired contents. And the last child, which also is the higher layer of our stack, is a semi-button widget to represent the anchor of the flow animation. Start with a simple Flutter app, which is prepared by Flutter create command. Create a new file for our widget and replace it with the home page. I'm using an array of colors to represent my page view data, but you are free to use any structure and page design you prefer. Let's get started with the easy parts. Implement a simple page view builder, which shows a text related to the current page, and give it a page controller. Then, by the help of container, align and clip oval widgets, implement something like a circle button and position it at the bottom of the screen. Container prevents the touch event from reaching to the page view, so use ignore pointer widget to solve this problem. As you can guess, this widget will send pointer events to lower layers by ignoring them on its children. Now let's implement the custom painter. I'm initiating a non-existent class to get an idea about the required properties. We need to declare 3 class fields. To bypass the page position to custom painter, which I named it flow painter, declare a value notifier. This class will notify its listeners whenever the value changes and isn't equal to old value. The second one is the global key, which helps us to get the properties of our button inside the flow painter class. And the last one is page controller, which helps us to access to the page position. Add a listener to value notifier and update it with the page member of page view controller. Connect page controller to page view and key to the semi button. Now let's dive into the content of flow painter class. Prepare the class by defining required inputs. For creating a custom painter, you have to override 2 methods of custom painter class. The paint method is responsible for drawing shapes on the canvas, and the should repaint helps us to prevent unnecessary repaints during renders. For the sake of convenience and performance, declare some variables and conditions at the beginning of paint method. We need to find the button render box once. Also check the nullability of render box and notifier to prevent potential exceptions. Any shape needs a rect and paint for its position, size and visuals. To achieve the result animation, we declare 2 shapes, which one of them will be used as a background color and the other one creates the moving circle. We need to create an illusion of covering the screen with a circle by getting huge and returning to the initial value. Creating a true straight line from a circle is almost impossible, and creating some glitches. Therefore, I used a rounded rectangle with a big radius for corners. This would be a circle in a small size, but a rounded box when it gets huge. And by moving out the corners from the screen, we get a perfect straight line between two pages. The page value that comes from page controller is a float number, which the decimal part indicates the location between two pages. So put a condition on this 0.5 helps us to change calculations at the right time. Now I'm going to initiate a custom painter widget and put my class as its painter. Our painter needs to repaint on each value changes, so put an animated builder and assign the notifier as animation input. There is no animation though, and that's because painter needs more code. The position and size of the circle has to be the same with the same button at the start and end of the animation, but with different color and directions. X and Y scale values makes the circle huge during swipe. Take attention that vertical scale needs to be half of the horizontal, because we scale it horizontally just from one side. Color selection is based on the page index. To prevent out of range exception, get the mode of color's length. This will help us to use the first color at the last page that we want the next color of the button. Now modify the should repaint function to always return true, because as long as the value changes, we need repainting. As we can see, half of the animation is working great, and now we have to take care of the other half. Most of the thing needs to reverse, but the important thing is that the edge value of React must be replaced. We scale up the circle from the left, then we have to scale it down from the right. Also consider the circle translate to left during the full swipe, and the translation is equals to its width. Now animation is working totally fine, just we need to take care of color replacements. To make the animation smoother, add an ease to it by the help of predefined curves of Flutter. At this point, the painter is ready. Now we need to deal with the same button animations. Use another animation builder widget with notifier as animation input. This widget needs to fade out and translate, so declare required values. And again, animation would be different for the two halves. Add a clip over to create an appealing intro animation. Translating the container couldn't be synced exactly with circle. Therefore, wrap it by a size box widget and move the sizing parameters to it. Here we go, a nice and smooth animation which works great in fast and slow movement. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please press the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell, and don't miss the future videos. Bye bye.